Okay, so hello. I know I look like shit, probably again, but I have free time to work on Hera's Lekku again since beginning, and I figure out the pattern from cardboard. So what I'm gonna do is to put this on this head, and then do form the rest with aluminum foil, and then with masking tape. I'm gonna start and just put it in time lapse. Okay, so basically I put my cardboard on the head and I secured it with foil, and then I started gluing the aluminum foil with hot glue to make a form, a shape. And then I glued it, like I taped it all in masking tape, so it looked something like this. And this was the base for my mold. So it looks like this. I wrapped it in the masking tape. It's like aluminum foil and then masking tape. So now I'm gonna cover it with clay. I'm using this kind of clay. This time I'm applying it a different way than when I did it the first time. So what I'm gonna do is take like something like that, and then just like, I don't know how's it called, but I just make it like flat and then apply it. So this is air drying clay. It's called terracotta, and I used it all, like flat it on my table and then put it all over the mold. And now I gotta say that my whole work, my whole lekku was inspired by Victorina. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So she made her beautiful Ahsoka lekku from season 7, and I thought, yeah, I could make the same but like less complicated and just like 2 lekkus instead of 3 and the Montrose. Yeah, she made absolutely a great job and I really got inspired. So go check her out on Instagram. And while making this project, I often looked how she did it on her highlights. And also I have a highlight of making this lekku on my Instagram. Here are some sketches that I draw before making the base to know how to make it and to make a pattern from cardboard, to trace it and put it on the head. And it helped me a lot because the previous lekku that I made, it was totally not symmetrical. It turned out to be too wide on the top, and also the spikes weren't spiky enough. I just tried my best to make the best mold I can, not to make the same mistakes that I made with my previous one. It's dry, and as you see, it has plenty of cracks again. I mean, I saw some tutorials why it could crack. Maybe it's just because I didn't like heat it up in my hand before applying it. And maybe just, as I see, the cracks are where I put some water to it, so so it's like sticks to itself. Today I went and I bought some more clay. I bought different clay because it's the only one available that we have in here. Yeah, and I hope it works. So I'm gonna fix the seams and the base ends. So what I did here was to apply clay all over the seams, mainly the seams, and to finish the spikes. I wanted them to look really good, so I really tried. Okay, so I got dressed up in my working clothes. I'm about to go to the garage and then sand it. Yeah, I'm very excited and I'm so proud of how the mold looks itself. Really. Okay, so we are now in a place where magic happens. Maybe not, but like I'm about to sand it, and I'm gonna use this sander. I hope it will work. And I forgot I mean, not forgot, but like I couldn't find my goggles, so I'm gonna just use like my glasses. Like, please don't comment on that. So I just used my sander to sand the most of the clay that was unnecessary to smooth it out before using sandpaper. Then I used sandpaper, but it was just faster. This already took, like the sanding process already took a lot of time, like a few hours, and then I had to add a bit more clay to some of the seams. So I used sanding tool, like my sander, to just fasten the process because, as I said, it took a few hours to really get the smooth surface, first with the sander and then with sanding paper, and also with sealing the seams. But I think it was worth it because I was really proud of how it turned out and how smooth the mold was. And here is a thing, a huge mistake that I made with making my previous lekku was to sand it in my room. Like, my room is my workshop, I can pretty much say, but it was so stupid because then I literally snorted only with clay. It was all over my room. I slept on it. It was like everywhere. And another thing, because I also recorded my whole process of making my previous lekku, and this is how I have learned so much about how to work with this kind of things. When I made the mold, I made lekkus like too wide from each other, so taking it off was actually impossible, and I had to cut the lekku to take it off the mold. The right pattern might be the key because I didn't make actually the pattern when I made it last time, and it was a huge mistake. So what I started doing in here was to trace the circles on the mold. Why would I do that? So I decided to first make layers with the circles. First make, you know, these like patterns on hera's lekku, and then put the actual skin color. So when I take it off, it will be ready lekku. You'll see later. So I traced the circles. Later it turned out I forgot about one circle. Here is a reference photo that I found on Google. It's like earrings from Etsy. And then I went to the basement to start applying latex. Hi. So I am not longer in the garage because what I've noticed is that it's really cold, and not really cold, but the latex won't dry in the temperature that we have right now. So I decided to come to the basement. So what my plan is, as you see, I made those little, they're not little, but I made, oh my god, I didn't do it right here. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna improvise. What I did was take like watercolor mixed with water and like the leftovers of clay, so it dried in here, and it's just the paint is visible. It's still really smooth. Here the clay cracked, but it doesn't seem really like something bad. So what I'm about to do, I guess, cover all of this with only thin one latex layer, clear latex without any paint, wait for it to dry, and then when like the latex will be clear again because it's dry, I will paint those circles. By the way, the latex that I use is from Cosplay Shop B. I mixed it with like paint, but like it's not paint, it's pigment. It's like green pigment. It looks like this. I also use white acrylic paint. In here I just mixed, first I mixed paint, then I added latex, because the thing that I did last time I was doing this was I think I first poured latex, and then I tried to mix it so it looks like the green color I wanted. But when latex dries, it's just like you mostly see the acrylic paint, but it's a bit more darker. So I think my plan is better now. I just like spread the foil on the floor. Alright, so now first thin layer. I don't have latex thickener, so I just mixed it and left it, not open, but like I left it, and it's much more thicker than regular latex, so it's gonna stick to itself more. And I also have this thing, it's baby powder. And what my, first I need to like powder it so I can take it off later. I hope I'm doing this right. Yeah, I asked some hera cosplayers how they do this, and one of them said that between every latex layer she just poured some of this powder. Alright, so let's do this. Yeah, I always forget to close this because then everything is in powder. Alright, I hope you will see what I'm doing in here. Yeah, I wanted you to see the whole lekku. The problem is, I think that's the biggest problem I had, that this latex is really thin. It's just like clear latex, it's just really thin. Okay, I think it's enough for now. It stinks. It doesn't smell, it stinks like fish food, if you know what I mean. If you had fish, if you had aquarium, you know what I mean. I guess for now I'll just be like tapping latex all over it and not do this, because what I see, it's not really working, and I just want this to stay in place. I'm really impatient person, so like waiting for latex to dry is, I mean, it was really hard for me last time, but I hope I won't do this mistake again, because it just left some like grainy pieces. I hope there won't be many bubbles when I take it off. I mean, I have to learn somehow, right? Okay, so here's just me tapping all over latex, just this one layer, clear layer, just so the next layers of latex and the circles will stick to this one, and that it will look clean and nothing will stay on the mold. I did one mistake and I have no idea how, but I did it. It's right here, I'm gonna show you. It's in here. It's like I made latex and it started to dry as it is really thin, and then I just kind of ripped it off by adding more layers, or just like using the sponge, or I don't know. So yeah, that's the bad thing in here. I hope I can fix this later. It's kind of shiny, but latex really thin layers really fastly dry. So then I just started tapping on lighter green for the circles with like an old brush. Made some layers. Of course, I've waited like an hour or 30 minutes before each layer. Hello, this is another day. I've already put on these circles like 5 layers of latex, and it doesn't look really bad, to be honest. But also, I already mixed the green paints. It's I mean the green, like the base green lekku for the lekku. And also, lekku looks like this right now. It's 5 layers of latex on the circles. When I mixed this green paint, like greenier paint, I wanted to see how it works, so I just put some of it on the head as it's not really visible. And it's dried and the color is, I think, okay, but I guess I will add just a little bit of white to the paint. And then I will cover the whole in this latex green paint. So yeah. So when it was all dry, I started putting this green latex all over the lekku. I used a sponge again, and I just tried to make this layer a really smooth one, because it's the first green layer that will be visible. Alright, so this is the third thin layer of latex. I guess the last one, thin, that is thin. And now I'm going to like put more of the latex, like more thicker layer. I don't mind this because it probably won't be visible. Yeah, the color is fine. I guess I would add more white to this because it's too like shreky, I think. And here I started to put just more latex with each layer, just thicker layers. Before the next day I got a thickener that I used. I have no idea how this works, but I got today a thickener. I just got this little bit of it, so I'm gonna try and just pour a little bit of it. Alright, and we'll see how it works and if it works. Oh, okay. Okay. Or maybe I just pour much more to this part. It's like 1/3 of the bottle. I'm gonna stir it and then pour it into like, oh shit. It looks like, oh, not really good. Okay, I think this is not gonna work at all. And in this part of latex, just a little bit of the thickener. Okay, just a little bit more. Alright, I think we got it. Okay, I think that's much better than as we had it. So this is how it looks right now. It's like 3 thicker layers. I peeled it off in here a little bit, like you can see the light through it. So I think I'm gonna finish this latex and we'll see how it ends. Well, hello there. I guess it's 5 or 4 thick layers, and I ran out of like the green latex, so I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna finish the pigment that I have. I think it worked. I hope so. I'm gonna use the rest of this latex. Then I applied a layer of baby powder, talcum powder. And then I started to apply as thick layers as possible, and of course let it dry for as long as it takes to make it dry. And I did it all over again. So basically here are now 5 thick layers of green latex, and here's a place where I check how thick the whole thing is. I am still about to add more layers of latex, but now I'm gonna just like use just latex with a bit of thickener. And so I did it, but first I applied more talcum powder and just added more and more clear latex with thickener, and I didn't mind that it had some like grainy texture in this step, because this wouldn't be visible, but it helped a lot to get a thicker lekku. So when the last layer of latex was on and it was dry, and I checked if the thickness of the lekku is okay. Then I put talcum powder all over in every single corner of the lekku before taking it off the mold, so it doesn't stick to itself when I take it off. And now we're gonna take it off. At least I hope so. And it will come out in one piece. So then it was the part to take it off the mold. The final part, the final step. I mean, one of the final steps. And it took me a while to take it out, but the whole process was worth it, and I was so proud. Okay, this one is much better than the previous one. And the markings in here it's so beautiful. Then I just went to the bathroom to wash the clay that was on there. I just used water mixed with a very soft soap and washed it. I'm gonna try it on. It doesn't have the texture I thought it will have, but it looks great, and I'm really happy with the result. I didn't cut yet the hairline, but like it's filled and it's really squishy. It's really nice and squishy. It's really soft on the outside. I did it on the like smaller head, so it fits my head better, I hope. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I am so happy. It's so good. I'm so happy. So then I just cut out the excess of latex on the hairline, and this was the result. I saw the flight cap. I'm so excited about continuing making this cosplay. Oh my god, I'm so proud that I did it. And again, my inspiration was Victoria's Syndulla Lekku that I'm absolutely in love with. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you will get inspired, or that my video helped you making your own Tw'ilek lekku or hera's lekku or anything like that. If you have any questions, you can comment below or contact me on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. Okay, so bye and see you next time. Thank you for watching.